I've been in music all my life, and that's what I'm supposed to do now. But who knows where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to do next. We all just kind of get led each day to where we're supposed to go. Today I've been led here to make music and to fulfill a labor of love, and that's to put together a project that encompasses my family. Not just Kelly, but my family of entertainers who are friends.
Little off thing where you used to be able to get away with that. Nobody really noticed it because, back in that day, everybody loved each other. Now we're all, everybody's real competitive.
There's a camaraderie in country music and living in Nashville and Hendersonville here that I'm sure there are communities that there's closeness among entertainers everywhere, but here it's really, there's a closeness here. We all bump into each other at the grocery store. We use the same cleaners, and we bump into each other at the gas station, complain about the gas prices, just like anybody else. But I wanted to bring my friends in here, and I've called on a lot of them just to come in and spend some time with me in the studio, and hopefully try to get across to people who hear the music and see what we're doing, hopefully get across to them what this is all about.
I'm sitting here on my bearskin rug in front of the fire with my coffee mug alone, missing you.
Well, I'm sipping wine here in Tennessee, but you know I have to follow my dreams. Ooh. But I'm missing you too.
Can you get here faster? It's lonely on Lake Shasta. Lonely on Lake Shasta. I heard the wind and the pines just calling your name. Lonely on Lake Shasta. Drive a man insane.
I think there comes a point in your career when you think you've done a lot of things and you want to try different things. There's a couple of things in my career I haven't done. One was to do a gospel project, which I'm going to do sometime in the future. And one was to bring in a group of friends and do a project with people that that have inspired me. So I guess as Kelly and I, my wife and I talked, we said, well, maybe you ought to get some of your friends and go in the studio, you know. I said, well, I've never done that. It might be kind of fun.
We would have people over for dinner and the subject would come up, hey, what do you think about doing a duet with T? You know, and they would just, well, yeah, when are we going in?
It took us a while to pick the songs, and we really were very careful to handpick everything. So there's a musical thread to this project. It's diverse, but there's a musicality and there's a ebb and flow to it that will be recognizable. It'll be a good emotional experience when you hear it.
To me, what sets this apart was the whole spirit, what T.G. and Kelly brought to this session.
Kelly and I and Shannon and Jimmy Carter and Brent and all the guys on this thing, we have played together so much, and we're all really great friends outside of the studio. And Eric Legg, the engineer, and Sparky, they're friends of ours too, and so that's made it really fun too, because we've all been able to be together for 3 days and go to lunch and hang out. And
we feel like we've got new friends now with T.G. and Kelly.
Kelly,
because that's what I was saying. They just opened up their heart. That's like, feel like we're all family.
T.G.'s my friend, you know. Kelly's my friend. Oaks are my friend, you know, and a lot of people that's going to be on this record are friends of mine. So that's one of the things about Nashville that, we can really be proud of. I think people just love each other here. There's a lot of love and care for musicians here in town.
When I was in Memphis, I heard about a vocal group called Rhodes, Chalmers, and Rhodes, and they were doing all the Paul Anka things in Vegas. Well, they asked me to come over and do harmony one day in the studio for T.G. Sheppard. And I said, oh, this will be exciting. My very first recording session to do Backup for a Star. And I think it was like his first big hit record, Devil in the Bottle was the song.
T.G. and I met in Memphis when he had an office at Onyx Studios. We got to be friends, and we got to start going out to clubs in the afternoon when there wasn't much going on, and having some scotch and looking at all the people there, and just became buddies. And the only buddies when you're 24 years old and you're running through the streets of some major city, and you bond, and we really bonded, loved each other, and always have. And then years went by, and he was being produced by Jack Gilmer, and then he went over to Buddy Killen, and next thing I know, he had 20 hits, one after another, and Elvis Presley gave him a bus, and I worked with Elvis. And he just became a star.
Nashville is mainly known as a music town. New York's Broadway, this, that, and the other, LA's movies. But when you think of Nashville, you think of music and making records.
T. Graham is just one of those guys that has got his own sound. And he fit right into that Memphis sound, that real bluesy sound. He's got such a strong voice, and I was honored to have him on the project.
There's a saying in this town, it all begins with a song, which is right. I mean, if you don't have a song, what you gonna sing?
Hold on tight to your dream. Hold on tight to your dream.
When you see your ship go sailing, when you feel your heart is breaking, hold on tight.
Hold on tight to your dreams was a song that I've been hearing on the TV. And Denny Deontay, my producer, he said, man, this song is haunting me. But I kept going back to it. I kept going, there's something there. There's magic there in that song. He said, you got to do it. Just trust me on this one. You got to do Hold On Tight.
It's just kick out, rock and roll. It's from get to go. It's just, I defy you to sit well, this record's gonna, you know, going.
When you slow down, honey, and misunderstood, just over and over and over you
Where I slide up.
It's not a chorus, you mean the...
Yeah, it's chorus.
Oh, the start at the top then, you mean?
We laid the track down, and I said, okay, who fits this track now? Well, what do we do? And I said, Steve Cropper. Steve and I go way back. I mean, we go back 30, 40 years together. I mean, Memphis boys, and we grew up together almost, you know, in the early part of our life. And everyone respects him so much for what he is as a human being and what he is as an incredible guitar player. So I asked him to sing on it.
When T came over to the studio, started working for Stax, we knew we liked each other and we hung out a little bit and all that. And then it sort of became a family thing. And, you know, where we'd get the families together on the weekend, we'd go to movies together and, you know, go to different, you know, concerts and whatever, hang out, do barbecues, go swimming and all that sort of stuff. So we were a pretty tight family. He had to come to Nashville, which he did, because of his career move. And I went the other way. I went to Los Angeles. And we saw each other a few times, but we really lost touch. It's times like this we've sort of regained our friendship, and we've been spending some time together and so forth. And to be invited in on this project is really great.
Take a couple bars and do some pad like ba dum bum dum bum ba ba ba, and then do the bop bops and then do the last little bow.
Okay.
Might be wrong with the number of bars, but you know.
Let's have the intro a couple times then.
My name is Wayne Jackson, and I was born in West Memphis, Arkansas, and raised there until I was 17, and I ran into Steve Cropper and Duck Dunn and a group of guys that they had a garage band and asked me to join, and I did. And when TG called me and told me about the project and told me about who was going to be on it, I wanted to be on this record because Steve Cropper and I go back to the very beginnings of both of our careers, and I played the next 10 years at Stax every day and night together.
Hold on tight to your dream. When you see the shadows falling, when you hear that cold wind calling, hold on tight to your dream. Hold on tight to your dream. Hold on tight.
Hi, Mom. Send money. We're all in this together, it seems like. You know, the reason we have a common bond is we've all gone through the mill, you know. We've gone through the meat grinder. We've been beaten up and beaten down, and we're still standing, you know. And everybody's gone through a similar experience. We've all lived on buses. We've all done shows from the nastiest honky-tonk to the biggest arena, and we just share a common bond because we've all been through similar things.
Yeah, it's a lot of times, you know, the original records are so great that you can't duplicate that, you can't emulate that, so you kind of take from that as an inspiration, but then do your own thing to it, and everybody knows that. So I think that's why it came out so good. We weren't trying to copy off of the original because you can't beat that. We just made our own little thing and still captured the essence of it, you know.
Hold On Tight was a song that lent itself to more of a Memphis grouping. And people like T. Graham, like Steve Cropper and Wayne Jackson and the Memphis Horns, I mean, it just became my record from Memphis because that's where I spent a lot of years of my life, driving and riding around Memphis and dreaming of doing what I'm doing right now.
I know this story to be true. He was over at my house, him and his wife, and we had finished eating and finished dessert, and the girls were in the kitchen cleaning up the table and cleaning the dishes and all that, and he and I were just sitting there talking. And he said, you know, I used to sing, and I said, well, yeah, I know that. And he's actually a singer, kind of a pop singer under another name. I'll let him mention that if he wants to. And he said, you know, I can still do that. And I said, well, if you're really interested, he said, you know, I can sing country stuff too. And I said, well, why don't you go to Nashville and cut yourself a record? Now, he has the story on how that all came about, but when the record was released, it was double in the bottle. So that was a good start at that time. So I always feel, I didn't invent the internet or anything like that, but I always feel like that I was part of the conversation of him actually wanting to be who he has become today, which is pretty cool.
Well, when I first heard the song, it sounded like something I could have written. And so I pretty much bonded to it right then, you know. That's what I look for anytime I'm doing anything, is something that I feel like that I can take and make my own, and something I'm not scared of.
All right, let's do it for real.
Well, just last night I hit the neon lights to drown my sorrow. On $22 and a handful of change that I borrowed. Yes, I guess you'd say that old Jose's undefeated. Well, I had him in a bottle and still I couldn't. Well, I picked him up and I threw him down. I went for the gusto, I went for the count. I went 15 rounds with Jose Cuervo last night. I can't remember, but it had to be a hell of a fight. Yeah. He must have hit me hard, went straight for the head. I came to this morning about half dead. I went 15 rounds with Jose Cuervo last night. Finita.
leave that on there. Keep it on. I'll leave that on there at the end. Finita. Leave that on there. I love it. It's great.
I think we nailed it, man. I wouldn't tell you that if I didn't think so. Hell, it's gonna be me on there forever. We were almost dancing out there. And for a couple old men, almost is as good as being a star.
The song just unfolded. I mean, we were, everybody was looking for tequila in here, in the studio.
I thought it sounded really good, you know. You'll have to find out after I'm not in the room what they thought about it.
And I do harmony with you on that. And then, no, I'm sorry. That's a verse. You take that verse. That's yours.
Yeah.
And then you take the lead on this right here.
I was looking for a song for Engelbert Humperdinck and myself, and To Really Love a Woman came about. A great single for Bryan Adams, and produced by Mutt Lange, great producer, who did all the Shania Twain records, and a lot of big rock and roll acts. And I said, this is perfect. And I contacted Engelbert, and he said, oh, yeah, yeah, that's the song. It was just a delight to be able to get on the mic and be in the studio with one of my mentors. I've known him for years. One of the true great voices that has crossed all genres. One of the true romantics with his music.
You love a woman, you tell her that she's really wanted. You love a woman, tell her that she's the one. She needs somebody to tell her that it's gonna last forever. Yeah. So tell me, have you ever really ever loved a woman?
I'll take this. Yeah, we get it. I've been nervous all day long singing with you. I mean, I'm serious. Kelly, I was sitting up in bed last night at 1 o'clock. She says, you got to go to bed. And I said, well, Engelbert's coming in tomorrow. I'm doing a duet with Engelbert Humperdinck. Are you kidding me? This is like the ultimate in my career.
He said, should I take this line? No, that's not respectful enough. I should give him this line.
Then finally, about 1 o'clock, I said, oh, hell, let him sing what he wants to sing. He's going to sing what he wants to sing anyway.
I haven't sang country music for a long time, and I'm happy that I'm back in the groove again, you know, because some of my early hits were all country, you know, that released me, and There Goes My Everything, Am I That Easy to Forget, all country songs. I enjoy standing on that stage. Live performance and creative things like recording in the studio is all I really want to do.
Country music has always been about friends and family to me, and it still is. You can get away from all the other parts of what country is, because it is big business now. But still, the friends and family is there. And when there's a lot of artists, when someone calls on you to be a part of something, you want to do it. And of course, when you love singing and you love music and you love the person you're singing with, that makes it even extra special.
TG's not only a friend that we know in the entertainment business, but when my wife and our young son Solomon and I were hit with a tornado, a direct hit, about 2.5 years ago, TG was one of the first people the next day to be out at our home with a truckload of things to help all the workers that were there, you know, food, supplies, water, all kind of cleaning supplies. He and Kelly were there. They brought us a vehicle to drive because our vehicles were destroyed. And so you have to realize, you know, that he's more than just a guy that you tour together on occasions and work with, but you know, he's a real neighbor, a real friend. And so we've actually become closer friends since that incident. And we treasure that friendship with TG and with Kelly.
We tried to pick songs in this project that each song was so different that you could sit and listen and you never got bored. Every song was different, a different message, a different sound, a different artist. And the next one, it was just, I got a chance to be a crooner on this one and I enjoyed it.
Pull up a seat. Strange we should meet tonight. You look so alone.
With the next one, with Lori, yeah, Lori is a great torch singer, but doesn't get a chance to vocally do those kind of songs. And when she does,
it's amazing.
You've never heard Lori Morgan sound like this. She shines.
You could write my story, just whisper, I love you, Lori. Yeah, baby, just maybe you could be the next one.
When the next one was written by Lori and Mark Oliveris and Kelly, I said, the song is a duet, and I want to do it with Lori. I want to do it with you. And she said, you got me. We both have a love for the American songbook. We will both have a love for the great torch singers and crooners of the 30s, 40s, and 50s. And Lori said, well, gosh, I would love to do that with you. Let's do a jazz kind of version of this song, like just as if you walked into a piano bar off of a street somewhere and you sat down and you meet someone.
Of lovers, buy me a drink, give me a light.
I was very elated. I was just, I mean, T.G. Sheppard's recording one of my songs. It's like, hello. And so I was very excited. It's, it's a great compliment when you love your songs, but for another artist to love your song, it's just a great feeling.
The next one
the song actually just turned into a conversation.
You might be the next one
to break my heart.
You might be the next one to tear me all apart.
My brother used to tell me years ago, when I was, gone through so much turmoil in my life, he used to say, Lori, just because you sing country music, don't mean you have to live the songs you're singing about. And he has never been more wrong, in my opinion.
Hey, Mr. Piano Man, play a song for me and my new man.
I play something kind of swanky. Dino or Frankie.
That's so good.
I'm thinking maybe the sun will look pretty. Come on, in your eye.
I wanna give it a try.
This needs to be unison. 'Cause
You might be
the next one.
It's just an incredible feel. Laura's like a sister, very good friend for many years, and we captured the song in the studio. You don't always capture them.
That was phenomenal. Now, I hate to keep saying that cliche magic, but it really was. And I felt happy. I got to do this on my birthday, so this was a great birthday gift for me. And so I'm just happy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lori. I just wanted this to be on film. Happy birthday to you. Happy
Thank
birthday.
you. Thank you.
Again, another voice that I had to have on this project, Partners in Rhyme, was Juice Newton. We did some shows together years ago, but I never forgot watching her on stage. And when I called her, I said, Juice, this is T.G. Sheppard. And she said, yeah. I said, I'd love to do a duet with you. She said, well, yeah. So it was an honor for her to meet me in Los Angeles.
I should have noticed when you started turning up the sad song.
Country music has an element that's more friendly about it, more approachable, easily accessed, and just a little more honest, maybe is a good word. So, like this song, I'm Losing You, is very honest. What I felt was the pathos with it, how the people were realizing that maybe their time together was drawing to a close, and it was a shock. And so it's very simple. It's not some 10-page story. It's a very, very simple song, and that says, I just can't believe it, but I guess it's happening. So I've connected to that right away.
I wish you had screamed and let out the things you held deep inside. 'Cause I never dreamed that our love was dying right before my eyes. I should have felt.
Kelly found that song before Conway Twitty died. That's how long it's been. 13, 14 years ago now. And his words to Kelly was, Kelly, I just finished my album, but let me tell you, this is a monster ballad. And if I wasn't done, I'd be in the studio recording it right now. Kelly never forgot that. So she kept telling me through the years, you've got to cut this song. I love this song. And so when the Partners in Rhyme project came up, I said, I hear it as a duet. And she said, I believe you're right.
When you were making love to me, I was losing you.
Years ago, Mickey had asked me to become part of the Urban Cowboy Tour. And this was, I knew Mickey Gilley before he became a millionaire.
Wait a minute, a millionaire.
Now he's a multi-millionaire. And he hadn't changed a bit. He's the same now as he was when he was making $40,000 a night.
TG, I can't. You give me some of those $40,000 dates. I'll go out there and work them for you.
Being over outstanding.
Wine to remember. If you want to come with me.
Yeah.
Right now we're going to do the Mickey Gilley duet. And it's called Wine to Remember and Whiskey to Forget.
Oh, I'd give a world for a good night's sleep, but I'd wake up soaking wet, reaching for wine to remember and whiskey to forget. I'm glad I fell in love with her, but I wish we'd never met. Drinking wine to remember and whiskey to forget.
Mickey called me late one night and he was in concert and he said, hey, I hear you're doing this project. I said, yeah. He said, you didn't invite me. And I said,
That's true.
I'm sorry. Oh, you want to do the project? Well, yeah. I didn't think you'd be available. I thought you were on tour. Mickey and I was on the plane, and he said, if I got a deal for you, I got a Silver Shadow Rolls Royce that I took in on a deal, on a booking one night, and the guy paid me off with a Rolls Royce. And I said, what do you want for it? And he told me, and I didn't know what a Rolls Royce was worth.
I didn't either.
Yeah, no, you did. You took me. So let me tell you what happened. So I said, okay, I'll buy it. So I wrote him a check and gave it to him. And then about 3 or 4 days later, this truck comes in from Houston. And this Rolls Royce, beautiful car. I mean, to tell you, it was gorgeous, but it was the biggest piece of junk I ever owned in my life. We backed it up. I'm telling you, from the minute it was backed off the truck, it had nothing but problems. It stayed in the shop 6 days out of 7 every week. I'm sitting in a red light one day in Brentwood, and it catches on fire.
But you was riding in a Rolls.
I was riding in a Rolls. But anyway, it was a great car once I got it put back together and got it fixed. But that was a great Mickey Gilley story. Was getting that car.
That was a heck of a Rolls.
Kelly wanted to sing You Are My Sunshine for her mom. Her mom had asked her some time ago, honey, when I get ready to go home or I leave, I want you to sing You Are My Sunshine or play it for me at my funeral. So that night, we had taken a break. The musicians had taken a break, and Kelly said, do you think it'd be all right if I went out there with Gordon Mote, the piano player, and maybe just do a little track for Mom? Mom's sitting in the control room there. Do you mind if I do it? And I said, no, honey, go ahead.
About 3 or 4 weeks before we went into the studio doing Partners in Rhyme, my mother had a heart failure. Her electrical part of her heart blew out. And she essentially died, and they brought her back with a pacemaker. that really opened my eyes up to the fact of, oh my goodness, that's all she's ever asked of me, and I didn't do that for her? How selfish of me. So when I brought her into the studio and allowed her to see all the musicians and stuff, she mentioned it to me one more time, and that's all it took.
I've never heard it sung like that, and I probably will never hear it sung like that again.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. But when I woke, dear, I was mistaken. So I hung my head and I cried. 'Cause you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy.
Hey, how does that come out? You jumped in kind of on that a little bit when we were singing it in there.
When you get ready to come in on the first verse, if you heard the same old story.
All right. If you. Okay. If you.
Okay.
If you. Yeah. All right. In that rhythm. Dun, dun.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I can't believe I'm producing
All right.
Ricky's
I
guys.
did.
Did y'all catch that?
If you knew it'd be the last time you taste your mama's cooking, that you'd savor every bite and ask for more. If you knew it was the last time your daddy took you fishing, that you wouldn't be so quick to rush to shore.
I think so many times we live and give anything in the world if we hadn't said something to our children, or wish we hadn't ignored our mom's phone call, or, wouldn't you just love to have your dad take you fishing one more time? If you knew that that was your very, very last time to see your dad alive or your mom alive, or what if your kid left and never came back? What would you do if you knew that was the last time? It's a song about regret, but it also kind of makes your eyes open up and go, whoa, I have a chance to change this.
My father died many years ago, And I'm just so thankful that my mom is still here, because when your mom and dad go, as long as they're alive, you are their little boy, okay? But when they leave, you're no one's little boy anymore. You're the next in line if you have children.
Partners in Rhyme happened with a phone call. TG and Kelly called me up and said, "Hey, we want you to be on a record with us. We're doing a record with a bunch of my friends and that I really love a lot, and we love you, and we'd really love for you to do something on our record, you know." And of course, he had this who's list, you know, of musicians and singers that were going to be on it, and you know, we wanted to be on it.
It's a wonderful song and great message, and very, very well written. And I think, you know, they heard something on it that they thought we could do.
If you heard the same old stories 100 times before, bet you'd listen to your grandma tell them just once more. If you knew, oh, if you knew.
My very first line was about Mama's cooking. And I'll tell you this, today, June 16th, my mama's been gone 6 years today. And so to know, when we set the day to sing it, I hadn't heard the song yet. And I said, yeah, we'll do it, and we picked this day. And then I heard the song and I thought, what better thing to be singing about on this day? I just love what that song says. It makes you think.
Daddy took you through. If you knew they wouldn't be here when you woke up today. If you knew it was the last breath you would ever take. If you knew.
The Spirit moved through the studio that day, and it touched my heart so much that it was just really, even now when I hear the song, it's just, I feel so blessed.
The heart of that song is people and what you feel about it. And what if you knew this? If you know, would you have a regret? Would you do things different? I think everybody probably has regrets when you look back. You would have done some things different. It was the perfect song for them to ask us to help with.
Kelly, my wife, who has been such an intricate part of this whole process, from the songs to being the person late at night when I'd say, honey, what do you think? You know, she would tell me. And she is just a very rare human being. And life was just cruising along great for Kelly and myself and her 2 children. And I guess God felt like we needed a little fire in our life. We needed a wake-up call. And so he threw it at us.
I was sitting at home watching Oprah Winfrey Show, of all things, and there was not much on TV, and it was this young girl on there just begging people to do a self-breast examination. She was 26, and she asked, you know, again and again, please do this exam. So I did, and I found 2 lumps under my arm.
When you hear the word cancer, your life changes forever. I'd gone through that earlier in my father's life, and I didn't want to have to go through it again to lose someone that I loved so much.
There were so many nights I didn't think I would wake up the next day, and he would sit on the edge of the bed and he would watch me sleep for days, you know, and kissed my bald head and told me I was beautiful when I knew I wasn't. You know, I just wasn't, but he did not go anywhere.
Take my hand, don't let go. Look in my eyes and in my soul. Hold me close, hold me near. Please let go of all your fears. I'm not going anywhere.
Seasons change with the wind, but I'll be here till the end. Friends may come and then they go, but there's one thing you should know: I'm not going anywhere. I'd give my heart to you if your stop beating are your lips with mine. If you weren't breathing, you have no burden that I wouldn't bear. I'm not going anywhere.
Crystal did a wonderful job on this song, and it's a very special song to me because it was written when Kelly was going through cancer. And it's just a very special song to me. I want to be very careful who sang this particular song because this is my song.
Stop beating your lips. If you are breathing, you have no burden that I need. I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
I cannot tell you how much I love Crystal Gayle. For her to sing my little song, it just, I can't take it.
I was looking in her eyes and she wasn't looking at anything. She was just singing. And when she sang, it was the take. When you hear the lyric, I'm not going anywhere. If that don't move you, you're a stone.
We all have things in life we have to get through. We only hope that when we get on the other side, that whatever we had to come through, we learned something. Because only then was it worth going through the pain.
I feel like I hope that God can use me to help out somebody, in whatever capacity. I hope to be an open vessel through whatever, through my music or through my experiences in life, that somebody might not have to go through the pain.
Kelly, she just said to me so many times, she says, you know what, hon? She said, cancer really was a blessing, wasn't it? And I said, how can you say that? She said, because it just made me realize how important things are. The things that I thought were important earlier, those things that I thought were so big, were so small.
You never know what tomorrow holds, and it's new music, new opportunities, and an opportunity to sing with friends and making music. That's what it's all about.
Never does that. Oh, there it is.
When the Oak Ridge Boys were scheduled, William Lee's mother had just taken real ill, and they didn't know if she was going to make it. And sure enough, he got there just in time to say goodbye to his mom. And the Three Oaks, Dwayne and Joe and Richard came on, knowing that we'd have to bring William Lee back in later. And we did.
I am a man, a simple man, living my life the best I can.
love T.G. and we respect him, and he has that appeal to women especially, and it shows in backstages. We've seen him lined up wanting all different body parts signed, and T.G. has been, it's been amazing to watch how he handles all of that, and the class and the grace that he handles it with.
I'm listening over here. You thought I was in the other room. I'm listening to every word you said. And up until now, this has been going so great. And I knew he was going to go.
Well, now he's...
Let me say, the Oak Ridge Boys to this day have more screamers at their concerts and trying to get backstage than they ever have. That's all I got to say.
Okay. Anyhow, I'm just trying to take some pointers from how T.G. operates.
Got a little older every day. My skies are blue, done turned to gray. Life had beat me plumb in the ground. I couldn't get up, so I had to go down. Down on my knees, down on my knees. I'm begging you, please, dear God. I've always my friend. Please be my friend.
We wake up every day knowing in our heart that this is a great day because we have got so much to be thankful for.
Partners in Rhyme is actually it's giving me the opportunity to show off what healed me. These songs are healing to me. They've given me inspiration. I would get up out of my deathbed and go write if I had an opportunity to write something. I had a pad and pencil by my bed, and you know, no matter how bad I felt, writing always seemed to take away the pain.
At 2 o'clock in the morning, on the morning of the first day of the sessions, she was in the middle of the bed still writing. And we came into the session and she took the guitar and the song was actually born in the studio. And then Denny Deontay, my producer, got to hearing part of him. He said, "You got to make a duet out of this."
Feel my heart beating.
It's like you're watching it from another perspective. You're watching yourself go through this. It's a real raw place, but I've been there. I've been there before.
All the guys just picked up on it. Bam. Like a domino effect. It's an amazing song.
I see myself going through the motions, getting through the day with feeling no emotion.
I heard the chorus, and I can still sing the chorus, and that was 2 days ago. And you know, I won't sing it for you now, but I could.
Kelly's just a great writer, great performer. Dead Girl Walking is probably the most unique.
A great song, an unusual song that I think is really going to surprise a lot of people in the album.
Didn't mean to hurt you, oh, did you?
I mean, I'm a dead girl walking. Come on. It's a great line.
Yeah.
I got so into it. I mean, it's like, it's mesmerizing. It's so emotionally draining, the song. From a female point of view, it's just like every female in the world can relate to the song.
It is so humbling to hear what's in your head actually come out and sound so much bigger and better when you hear it live, going down with these huge musicians. It's like I just had my first child today. It's beautiful.
The day that I got a chance to drive around in Memphis while we were there doing our duet with Jerry Lee Lewis was like going home. I've been there a lot in the last few years, but not like that. I used to walk up and down all these streets here. Back then I had to hitchhike everywhere I went, and my feet got tired of walking, so I learned how to wear my thumb out. It got tired a lot too. That's back when I didn't have a driver's license. Well, I really couldn't. I wasn't old enough to have a car. But unless I stole somebody's and drove around, which I did that one time and almost got put in jail at 14 for that. But as a kid, the big thing back then was drive-ins. I mean, good God. I mean, even those nights when we could afford to go to the drive-in, hell, we loved to sneak in just to see if we could get away with it. Sometimes we'd be in the back seat under a blanket, or we would climb in the trunk. Because sometimes they were just smart enough to look in the back seat and look under the blanket. So I used to roller skate a lot. I used to love roller skating. Matter of fact, that's when I first met Elvis. I was roller skating late one night, and he pulled up and Cadillac got out. I went inside and skated with him for a few hours, and that's how it all began as friends with Elvis. Now this is where the memories for me really start in, because as I get closer to Graceland, it really it tugs at my heartstrings a little bit, because every time I go down this road headed toward the house, I feel like I'm going back, and all of a sudden I'm back 30-something years ago, and I'm going to pull in the driveway and I'm going to drive up to the house, and there'll sit Elvis in the den, or the guys in the group will be sitting around, and I know I'm driving down this road now, and I'll just have to drive by because it's not there anymore. When something dies or an era ends, that's when it becomes history, and I'm so thankful that I took every second to drink it all in, because I knew every time that I was in Elvis's presence, I knew that I was in the presence of greatness, and I have no regrets. I had a chance to ask every question I ever wanted to ask him and get answers to things that I was afraid someday I wouldn't get answers to. He left us way too early, didn't he? But I ride by the house here now, and I don't know, it seems like when I came here, the trees were a little greener and the fencing was a little wider. Everything was much brighter. It was incredible. The colors were more vivid. Elvis was an incredible light, an incredible energy force. And when he left, he took that energy with him, and the colors are just a little more drab now than they used to be. And there it is. That was home for me for a lot of years. It was just an incredible time. It was just an incredible time. I have come to realize later on in my life now, in the fall of my life, that all I really want someone to say is, he really loved what he did, and he made a difference. He made a difference by being here. I think that's what it's all about. It's just making a difference in people's lives around you while you're here, because someday we'll all be together again. And I haven't been kind to a lot of people in my life, and I'm hoping that when we get up there, they'll forget and they won't remember. I'm trying to make up for those days now, but I can finally wake up each morning in my life now and take a deep breath and go, wow, I'm at peace. I'm planning on this being a great day. I prayed about it all morning. And we'll get a chance to hopefully make a little magic here. Jerry Lee Lewis is definitely magic. So let's see how Mr. Lewis is doing now. You want to?
It was 1957. Seems like yesterday. I remember those nights of climbing in the trunk of the car and sneaking into the drive-in theater. I had this dream of putting my first band together. I was listening to Elvis and Johnny Cash and Buddy Holly on the radio as I circled the Dairy Queen with my first girlfriend. One night we were just cruising around and I heard Jerry Lee Lewis for the first time. And after that, nothing for me was ever the same.
The music comes in on that last note you hit.
Yeah.
They don't call me the killer for nothing. How am I doing?
He's gonna sing whatever note he sings.
I know.
That's all there is to it. You can talk all you want to.
They don't call me the killer for nothing.
That's it. You ain't gotta do no more.
Play that one back. Let me hear it. I was the wild one, always misunderstood. I could do something wrong, God knows I always would.
Yeah.
Can you relate?
It's so true.
Is it true?
You paid the price, but you never got your due. I wouldn't be here now if it weren't for you.
They're trying to get a name for him. He was a record promoter. Was it Warner?
RCA.
RCA promoted
RCA
record promoter. And then it's my story. He may correct me on it. And they couldn't try to figure out a name for it, stage name for him. And they said the German Shepherd's dog there, TG, the German Shepherd.
The German Shepherd.
Yeah. They don't call me the killer for nothing. I haven't done anything wrong. I've always been something. I've lived a lot of my life totally out of control. With pain in my heart, rock and roll in my soul.
It took me back to the very beginning where it all began for me. At Sam Phillips Recording Studios when I used to knock on the door and beg them to give me a chance. And I got a chance to go back and walk through that same door and pinch myself saying, you know what? Man, all this time has passed and I'm back here now and I'm recording with Jerry Lee Lewis. Wow, God is good, ain't he? Whew.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, come on.
That's the way to go, Jeff.
The strangest thing about this project, the magical thing about it is it's so diversified.
It's a unique blend. We all different. We're totally different. Characters and personalities. And vocally, we're all different.
We still are old school, but also bringing new technology in as well. And so we're up to date on sounds. People want to know how we get things sounding so good, you know, and I said, wow, come over and I'll show you.
A true artist wants to hear what he wants to hear, whether it's called country or pop or rhythm and blues or classical or whatever. And I think if you can cross-collateralize all the different sounds, you can make a much better product.
We didn't really set out to have a pattern to go by with a certain sound.
You know, when I started out doing this, I was aiming to make music. I don't care what you call it, whatever. You know, there's music you like and music you don't like. That's all I care about.
You have to have an openness, and I think country music is coming to that point where they allow different kinds of artists. They actually welcome like projects like this.
It was pointed out to me years ago, there are only 12 notes. They're the same notes, whether you call them country or rock and roll or classical, whatever. Jimmy Hill nearly went to state for the long jump. He just graduated high school this year.
He just graduated. He just
Well, if it's my line, you don't have to worry about it.
That's right. What the hell am I sitting here telling you how
I
to
don't
sing
know
a song
about
for? But I don't. You know, I wouldn't like it if I was you. Irene is 49 with 2 grown daughters, and she's married to the honorable mayor.
Okay.
Her and Jimmy play. You need some glasses?
No.
You won't give in yet, will you?
I don't need 'em.
You're not giving in. You're not giving in to it. Got this doctor that'll give you great LASIK surgery if you want me to call him.
I'm afraid of that.
Why?
I don't know. It's just somebody messing with my eyes.
Well,
you know?
do one
I
at a
agree
time.
with you.
No, do one at a time.
Do one at a
You'll
time.
love it.
Have you done it?
I had it done, and it really helped me a lot with vision. In the town square, we got a limestone rebel dedicated back in '64. He's riding hard like he's leading the charge toward the hardware store.
Jimmy Hill nearly went to state for long jump. He just graduated high school this year. His mama blew all his college tuition. Now he works at Earl's Engine Repair. Irene is 49 with 2 grown daughters, and she's married to the honorable mayor. She and Jimmy played it cool, still everybody knew about their sordid affair. Let's see.